and welcome to the Glacially musical podcast that is beer, metal, and swearing. Of course, I am the man that watches so many videos on the Mafia. On YouTube, I am now receiving Lufthansa Airlines targeted ads, joined by my good friend, a man who's, well, this is just ugly. This coloration, it's half my fault. My good friend Keef, how we doing today, buddy?
Like a lime to a lemon to a lime. What
I
up,
sip a
son?
deaf, I sip a deaf ale with all the fine women.
And something like that.
Anyway,
I did it backwards,
yeah,
but
got my G money, so I'm ready to go on this one. I want to get
right.
the Volkswagen symbol like Mike D had because I just think that was actually be better if it was Hyundai
I would like you to
or
get a
Kia.
giant bank clock and wear it like Flava Flav.
I got my Falstaff clock. Would
You
that
could be
work?
like Nick Cameron instead of
No.
Flava Flav.
Anyway, beer of the week because we are coming up on Mardi Gras. It is time for Mardi Gras style beer. So I am drinking a classic American lager, Genesee beer from Rochester, New York. This is a 24-ounce tall boy of sadness and regret because it's an American lager.
I get it. Good pour. And I am drinking, guess what? Liquid Death in the koozie. Murder your thirst.
Third of your merst.
Murder your thirst. Still lucky to have the no agave, the no stevia liquid deaths. Don't know what I'm gonna do when those hit.
You just noticed I'm not wearing my glasses.
No, that's fine. Who needs them? Cheers.
Cheers, my friend. 24 ounces of, yeah.
24 ounces of fuck the world.
That tastes like something.
In the words of Peter Griffin, let's drink till we can't feel feelings anymore.
Agreed, agreed. Let's move on to the vinyl check this week, trying to keep it tight because I got to broil them meatballs. Meatballs do not broil themselves. I don't know if you know this or not.
What are your meatballs going with? Why don't you tell everybody?
I am doing spaghetti meatballs. I saw Mama's on the Hill in St. Louis, the famous Italian American neighborhood, has a meatball challenge where you have to eat a 4-pound meatball, 4 pounds of noodles, 2 pounds of sauce in an hour. How much do you think that 12 pounds of food costs you?
$40.
$50.
50. All right. And
So
shrinkflation.
I don't know. I think $50 is pretty reasonable for that. I mean, this is
Probably.
a classic Italian restaurant. This is not like Olive Garden. 'Cause when you're here,
Don't
fuck you.
besmirch Olive Garden because there's a lot of places that don't have an Italian restaurant other than faux Italian. So, like, let's not shit on people. Gatekeeping Nick is here.
Can I shit on the Pasta House then?
I don't know what that is, so go ahead and shit.
It's a local anti Olive Garden establishment from
Is it a
St. Louis.
fast, casual Italian
Yeah.
place?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it also tastes like shit. My
I know
family
for a while Panera Bread was trying to position themselves as a pasta place because they had the mac and cheese was very popular. And I was like, these two things are not the same. No one considers mac and cheese an Italian dish at all. Anywhere, it's comfort food. It's American, I think.
it really does sound like what Americans would do with pasta. This is warm and delicious. Let's throw some cheese on this bitch.
I mean, that's part of my
That's
problem.
America. I mean,
America.
when my wife's not feeling good, I'm like, do you want some cheese? Because there's always plenty of cheese in this house right
I
now.
don't know
We
if
got
you, I don't know.
Havarti.
Yeah, of course. I saw that. Havarti's great. I don't know if you know this, but cheese has the same like brain receptor puzzle piece as heroin and orgasms
And hot sauce.
and hot sauce also.
Anyway, vinyl check.
Let's go.
Got a twofer. Number one, Wednesday morning, 3 a.m. I'm sorry, it's backwards. Simon and Garfunkel. I don't remember where I got this or how much I paid for it, but it's in pretty decent shape. It's a little bit of a beater. I know I got it at an antique mall somewhere, but I don't remember. But you know what? I have most of the Simon and Garfunkel records in this. And if you don't like Simon and Garfunkel, you just hate yourself. I mean, really. I mean, this is just wonderful, wonderful music. Their version of Silent Night is still chilling. And the other Laurie McKenna record, this is the one I got at the show. I realized I got the other one on Amazon a week later. Just a black record.
What is that title though? Like I see the logo with a little angel heart, but what is
1988.
Oh, is that her? She can't. She got to be older than that, right?
Yeah, she's like in her late 40s. She's almost our age. She's in her late 40s. I don't know. She's a Grammy award-winning songwriter and very talented. And if you like any kind of country Americana, I totally recommend checking her out. I can't hear you, sir.
On mute all the time. Lori McKenna's nifty. That's what I was saying. If you don't read lips, read my lips. Ah. I have a 2-4 as we're doing all of 2025, and I am heavy into January 2024. My final checks. Future podcast subject: late era Beatles. Beatles Abbey Road in the mylar. Already spun. My favorite Beatles record by a mile. This is a remaster. $30 at Amoeba Records in San Francisco, and I was still buying some records with the hype sticker on it. Don't know if you noticed. We've got the sleeve, the classic. I've been to England, but never to there. So that's Abbey Road, right? And I want to recreate this somehow, someday, some way.
I believe my favorite Beatles record is the White Album.
That's usually this one or that one. That's the two people land on. This is on the 180 gram. Already came in the mylar because Beatles, amazing everything. So here is
I don't have any modern Beatles. All of my Beatles is old school.
Yeah, I don't do that shit. The classic Apple logo on the front and the back. It was pretty
Do love that logo.
customary of the Apple. And then Apple, the company, had to pay the Beatles a small fortune in the aughts to call their products, or whatever in the 80s. And then later on, when the proliferation of Apple phones and Apple and iPods and things, and the Apple was everywhere, not just on
Please do
computers.
not mention Apple iPhones. That is a big part of why we're recording this late.
I'm sorry, Jesus. Anyway,
Traumatic event.
$31 at Amoeba. I think I said $31. And then this is an actual current 2024 release. The most recent album by Green Day, Saviors. This was $25, bought at 1234 Go Records in Oakland. This was an exclusive vinyl variant that Green Day had for this record. I still have the hype sticker on it. And
I've been keeping my hype stickers for the past couple
I'm
years.
trying to.
If they're on the shrink wrap, I cut them off and just throw them inside.
What is more modern and apropos than this album cover? Could be. Like everything's on fire, smiley face. That's our generation. Really good album. Got like American Idiot vibes, and this was in my honorable mention for 2024 albums. Probably in my top couple of punk records of the year, also like 1, 2, 3, and but surely in my honorable mentions after my top 25. And then it came on this awesome mergy vinyl. You're not sure why it's dirty. Look at that mergy pink and black.
I think that the merge, I like it better than the swirl.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. Maybe this is the year of the mergies.
Maybe if they could, maybe if they could do a swirl, look like a Milky Way galaxy or something.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the merge just looks cooler when it
Oh,
spins.
if somebody came out, some cosmic, if anyone could do it, it's Blood Incantation, right? That's the band who should do this space looking merge that looks like the Milky Way. Really quick, just a little vinyl update. My homie, Abe Allen, who's also the drummer in my band and my colleague in a few business ventures, hooked me up with a brand new preamp that fixed my vinyl turntable problem. I have the U-Turn Audio green turntable. You've seen it. I haven't really posted a lot of stuff in a long time. A very long time with a choppy turntable service working. And now I see he considers Pyle, Pyle, to be a pile of shit, quote, end quote. He's like, of course it's not working. You have a pile. I was like, well, it's not working because my ex-roommate unplugged all my shit when I was away and broke my fucking preamp. Probably slammed it to the floor, which is why it wasn't working. But now I'm back in business. I'm listening to records. I listened to vinyl earlier. I'm so fucking happy. And I'm going to be listening to my, upcoming 2025 purchases in the moment, not just buying them and holding on to them. On the downside, did you have a comment, Nicholas?
I was just going to say that today was my remote day, and on my remote days, it is just what I do is I go to Discogs, I hit collection, and I hit random, 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 And that's how I pick what I listen to today. So I listened to The Kingdom of Suicide Lovers.
Interesting. I don't know what that is.
Imagine X if they were not as good and scoring a Sofia Coppola movie.
Fuck. Okay, that doesn't sound enjoyable at all, but maybe.
I'm asking the kid if she wants it because I think the kid would love it.
All right. And then just a quick segue. I know I said let's keep it tight today, but so I found out that the majority of my collection, like literally 3/4 of my collection, is not on Discogs. So I need to like literally knuckle down and like whatever's here, I have to.
You
get
have
it
the
in.
app, right?
I have the app now, but the
Because
problem is
they got a scanner now.
yeah, I didn't know that. The problem is, do you buy the scanner and then boop like that?
No, it's in the app.
Oh, on the phone.
Yeah, on the phone.
Oh, that's interesting. I haven't really delved into it.
When my kid found out about that, she went through the roof because she
Yeah.
can catalog her CDs.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Just really, so the reason why, because I moved apartments and I had a whole bunch of stuff uncatalogued, and I have, you know, quite a bunch of vinyl here that's not cataloged, but I also have a whole bunch of stuff back east in a crate that I can't get to, and I only remember like a 20 of. I have a whole bunch of stuff I'm unaccounted for, so like I'm fucked until I get my records out here. But I gotta get whatever's here into Discogs with a quickness. So thank you for being on me. Please be on my case. Ask me from time to time how that's going because
I'll slap you in the ass and see what's up.
Whoa.
Whoa. Just
Slap
for the record,
I need a slap and a tickle though. Not as a slap. Slap on the ass. We're not playing ball here, buddy. Play with my balls. Don't play ball. All right.
Just going to apologize now. Part of my traumatic evening last night was the doorknob fell off the sitting room door.
Jesus.
I just haven't.
I mean, it was going when I was there.
I mean, it's not a big deal. I just haven't fixed it, and I forgot.
Cats will come right in.
I already got 2.
That's cool.
And I took both of these cats out and threw them out the door, and they're back. So if they get into the shot, I'm going to cuddle them.
Get in the shot. My therapist's cat was in our meeting yesterday, our counseling session. Don's dog was prominently featured. He looked like a Weedian from Sleep. With got off the couch covered in a blanket and he just kind of pawed around in a blanket. So yeah, like pets are welcome. I wish I had one.
News check.
There's a problem. There is a problem in my building where one of my neighbors has an adorable sweetheart Pitty, but that dog is shitting and pissing all through the fucking halls, and the building is like, yo, what the fuck is going on here?
Oh, I was gonna say if there's a problem, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while the DJ revolves it. Din, 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 din.
Mine goes din 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 din. It doesn't sound anything like Queen.
No, it's that little bitty ting. Right? I did the ting, and you didn't. I did the Vanilla Ice version. Din 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 din.
You need definite counseling with your din 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 din. Anyway,
no, I was quoting Vanilla Ice from the Behind the Music, sir.
I'm aware. So was I. Anyway, news check. Go.
News check. Number 1. Actually, my only one, really. Pink Floyd has announced they are releasing on vinyl and Blu-ray and CD Live at Pompeii with some extra tracks. I believe the extra tracks are just different takes. Live at Pompeii is not what I would call a proper live record. However, as my Prime account has been deactivated, as we discovered, Lawyer Wife and I were both on Prime. Separate Prime accounts. Don't do that, kids. I said, hey, I would really love it if you pre-ordered this for me. It is not my favorite era of the band. That's their departure era. But you know what? I'm going to buy it. I'm going to get that. It's a nice 2-disc set. I am only going to get the vinyl copy. I am not going to get a Blu-ray copy because I would never watch it. I mean, for me, and you know what? If you are the kind of person that enjoys concert videos, God love you, I love you, and I'll hug you and kiss you. For me, I watch them once, and I'm good. You know, I watched Roger Waters' Wall 2015 once. I have listened to that vinyl record 50 times. David Gilmour, Live at Pompeii, same thing. You know, it's just Led Zeppelin, Celebration Day. I had it on video. It was the best concert video I've ever seen. I watched it once.
I think I wanted to buy the vinyl from you, and you sold it out from under me.
Somebody paid me $150 for
Well,
it.
fuck them. I don't have $150.
I only paid.
I wanted you to give it to me for $5.
I only paid. I would have lost money. I only paid, but I only paid $30 for the damn
That's
thing.
pretty great, yeah.
But in the
don't
end, I
need it
ended
that
up
bad.
getting. I ended up getting "Song Remains the Same" expanded edition. I got the 4-disc edition of that. So
I don't need it that bad. So let's make a on the air pledge. I guess we'll both get the. When does it come out? The Floyd.
May, first week of May, I believe.
All right,
Maybe
we'll both
pretty
get
sure
it.
May or April or May.
We'll both get it.
Both
and
get it,
chase it.
and chase it.
There we go. And going with the Pink Floyds, the year of Pink Floyd for Glacially.
You know, we could actually what we could do. I mean, maybe it's not a good idea, but we could use that as the springboard
to the next part of their
because we can skip Amagama in the soundtracks. I think.
I don't think so. No, I wanted to do a whole series on them becoming the soundtracks. What are you talking about?
Never mind. Moving on.
I mean, unless you're vehemently against it, or we can
I mean,
put it up to
we have already
we have
done
94
podcasts.
followers. Maybe they want to say
We have already done podcasts on those soundtracks.
we did. That's true. Maybe we should get. We didn't do. Did we do them all?
We
We did Obscured by Clouds.
and we did. I know I did the other one. Oh no, I did more with somebody else.
All right.
But I mean, I don't mind doing them. But I'm just saying that
We
this
don't
would be.
need to do them again, but you also know that I don't need any excuse to do Obscured by Clouds again. Yeah, you know this.
I listened to it today on my Japanese pressing.
I love Obscured by Clouds.
That came
At the
up on my
same-
random, followed by
Oh.
David Gilmour with Metallic Spheres.
That's fun. The way you love The Wall, I love Obscured by Clouds.
All right, we'll do Obscured by Clouds.
Maybe
We'll do
we'll
it.
do it again.
You know, because
Did we do it on video, or did we just do it on? I don't remember if we were doing video back then.
It was DMA.
Oh, so we need to do it. Or proper.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Because you know, I'm just thinking we could set up a series where we do Echoes, Live in Pompeii,
Oh yeah,
and then Obscured by Clouds because that's next,
right.
and then move on into the big dogs.
The next, or keep it going, or take a break and then do another. Like that was my vision.
No, I would think we would go into anyway. Yes, take a break. Do Dark Side, and then next thing. Okay, your news.
I don't know. Kind of a crazy
Well,
week.
then we would have to fucking do Amagama, and I just don't know that I want that.
Okay.
But I mean, I guess you
Well,
know
I
what?
don't want to do Lulu, but at some point we're gonna cross that bridge when we do the aughts, and I won't do Lulu, but we'll see.
Oh, I thought you were gonna break down and
No,
give it
fuck
up.
no, never.
I thought you were gonna show your ass.
Dude, I went on Don's podcast yesterday, and I was
You
like,
know what?
"Fuck the
I
Grateful
will
Dead."
do. I'll do Amagama.
If I do Lulu. No,
No,
it's not
I didn't.
equitable.
I didn't say ifs, no ifs, ands, or buts. I said I would
All right, we'll see.
because I appreciate
Because
you.
you're better than me. Because you're better than me. That's what it is. You just want to be
Hey, better by you.
Get your thanks for calling. Please get your entire face in front of the shotgun and leave a message at the beep. Beep.
Wait a minute. I did Judas Priest. I was trying to do Metallica because I'm better than you.
That's so much worse than Judas. Jesus Christ, please.
I know that song fucking is terrible. I listened.
Most of those songs are fucking terrible. You still don't believe me.
No, Duncan and I did Reload.
Is this,
on the DMA
is this
a
some
couple of weeks ago.
foreshadowing?
We did Reload a couple of weeks ago.
You want
And
to announce the foreshadowing you just dropped anyway? Plus, I got the shirt.
you know what? It was unintentional. Okay, next series. So today we have Sauce for All Secrets, and then we have a Chaser, and then we are doing Metallica 90s. We're going to skip S&M and probably Garage Incorporated.
Oh,
Well, we can do Garage Incorporated.
I mean, I don't mind doing both of those because I think it's worth talking about how poorly done S&M 1 is.
Oh, no, I don't. I don't want to
You just
listen
don't
to it
want
again.
to.
If
I
you
really
do,
love Garage Inc. though.
If you do Lulu, I'll do S&M.
Oh no, there's no fucking way. Again, these are not the same.
Yeah, to me it is. S&M is just abject garbage. It's worse than
You
saying
can bring a guest on to do Lulu, and I will take the week off if you feel like the podcast needs Lulu. I don't need Lulu anymore.
you know what? I already did Lulu with Duncan, and he appreciated it.
Oh, that's fucking insane. I can't even fathom that shit. He is, yeah, the less, I don't know. Okay, news item from me. In a shocking bit of news, it's festival season is kicking up soon, and festivals are getting announced. Most of the big rock and butt rock ones have been announced already. Louder Than Life shared a phenomenal lineup bill. But the real surprise, the two surprises, and I might do a live stream further discussion on this, but just for the sake of a quick newsy bit, Desertfest New York, which I had attended, we have covered every year, it's been a thing, is canceled for 2025. They could not secure headliners. The escalating cost of visas for European bands to come into America is skyrocketing. And that led them to not be able to lock down bands and decided, like, we'll either put back a skate. The quote was, we tried everything. We were going to do a scaled down weekend, local only America bands, but that's not true to who we are. We are also a European company and we have to come over. And what's the fucking point? So we're good. No Desertfest New York. As far as I know, Berlin is happening, and I don't think they would cancel London. As far as I know, even if American bands couldn't go over there, there's enough stoner, doom, sludge, metal bands, psychedelic rock bands in Europe to do a proper Desertfest. But even the EU and the UK, the rate has gone up. It's really challenging for tours right now. And like, I just ran my review. I just ran a review of Septic Flesh and Ultimas with your boy David Vincent from My Morbid and Storm Ruler and Siglos, and I just read my review of that from a show I saw last week. I saw Cavalera on Monday, which was amazing, and I'll talk about that in a second next. And then I'm going to Decapitated tonight after the show and after I do my other show. So anyway, no Desertfest, and Progpower is in Atlanta is struggling. They're running a GoFundMe to help them with funds because the visas have gone way up.
I think we're going to see a really, really shitty year for touring. As of right now, I am not going to the Shed because there has not been a band to pull me there.
Right.
Lawyer Wife asked if I wanted to go to El Monstero, the big Pink Floyd tribute. They're coming with Blue Oyster Cult, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'm good. And thanks to me having the flu, I missed out on seeing Great White and Slaughter.
Damn it.
Which
I love Slaughter so much.
Really?
I love Slaughter. Oh
I've seen Mark Slaughter solo in a bar.
I love him. He is incredible.
We had talked about it. We didn't come to a conclusion, and then I got the flu. So there was that. And it was only $35, $35 each. I mean, that's not bad.
Did you lose out on the tickets, or did you just not?
No, we hadn't ever decided, and we didn't buy them. And then I ended up getting the flu. And I also missed out on seeing my best friend, who's currently en route to Baltimore right now.
Interesting.
He moved to Baltimore.
I hope he's got a bulletproof vest. Jesus.
Not Baltimore precisely, but
okay.
I'm keeping in mind he's from St. Louis, but due to my getting the flu, I did not get to have our last time.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Speaking of St. Louis, are you familiar with the St. Louis black metal band Storm Ruler? Because they were at this show I reviewed.
I am not.
You should check them out. You love classic black American band that sounds like Mayhem, basically. Mayhem and Venom combined, like the speed of Venom and Motorhead and the black metal of Mayhem. Fucking great.
Let's see if I know anybody in this band.
I doubt it, but
no, they're new. They're
relatively new. You should check them out and read my review because I said they're really helping put St. Louis underground metal back on the map, and they are.
It'd be good to have somebody good from it.
Yeah, well, Cavalera was Monday. Max and Igor with Max's son and another guy on lead guitar playing nothing except a little medley of Chaos AD stuff. Nothing from 1989 forward. Fucking incredible. And what?
Ew.
Why would you say
my favorite Sepultura is Chaos AD.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm saying like they just put out Schizophrenia as a re-record, and they have the other two re-records that are all Beneath the Remains and Arise, which are really my records beside Chaos AD and Roots. And so I'm digging the vibe. Max played as good as ever. He really is back 100% to his full capacity and power. And Igor was just incredible on drums. And then also Necrot opened, great death metal band in my top 20.
Ooh, I would love to see them.
From Oakland, so it was kind of a hometown vibe for them. And it was one of my top 20 albums of 2024. And then Dead Heat opened. And what happened is there was such a big crowd for the show. The Dead Heat, they opened the doors early and Dead Heat went right on early. And I showed up like, oh, they're going on in 30 minutes. No, they're half fucking done. I was pissed. But I did catch them and they were fucking tight and great band from LA. Dead Heat, kind of black and thrash. And then tonight is Decapitated. It's kind of an incredible show tonight. It's
how do we get Storm Ruler on the show?
Sorry?
How do we get Storm Ruler on the show?
On our show? I can do it. I can actually.
Yeah, I want that.
But tonight is this show you would probably enjoy most of. Decapitated performing all of Nihility. Incantation playing a whole album in full. Darkest Hour, who I'm a huge fan of, got COVID at their last time they played here in San Francisco. And Ex Mortis opening, who was the first band I saw after the pandemic as any kind of concert. It was great. So I'm pumped for tonight.
I would love that. Yeah, that
That
sounds
is
amazing.
that is my entire news break. You need to follow up with me and tell me if you're going to go to that progressive metal show I wanted you to do.
When is it?
St. Louis. I think it's in the next week or two. Leprous at Red Flag. I'm not sure.
Remind me of the date. I could probably make it work.
I just have to check.
Okay, I could probably make it work.
Shirt check and meet.
Shirt check. Dive Bar of the Month Club, month 3. Lucky Liquor, pull tabs, beers, and something else. The cool stuff's on the back. So let me just turn around.
Oh God.
Just gonna squeeze it on down. Look at that. How's that? Read my shirt. Okay. Oh, you're muted, sir.
Well, it's good that I'm muted because I just cursed at you. You stood up too fast. I saw like stiff drinks, blah 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 blah.
Okay,
blah.
yes, Lucky Liquor, stiff drinks and pull tabs. It's in Washington State.
I don't have words. Metallica got this on sale at the Met store online for $17 on a sale. Look out. And this shirt is perfect for coming in because it's so silky. I can't wait. I don't want to nut in it, but if I get a food stain on it, all bets are off. My jizz will go right on this.
What I love about the
Wipe off the
Metallica,
chunk with the shirt, as you know.
what I love about 72 Seasons as a cover is it's really disconcerting. What I hate about 72 Seasons as a shirt is it's very disconcerting.
Well, I mean, like, I haven't lost that much weight, but at least it looks like it says Metallica and not italic because, like, normally my man boobs. This shirt fits great. It's made beautifully. Like I said, perfect for jizzing onto.
All righty, are we ready to shoot our shot?
Shoot the shot to the meat. Let's
all
set it
righty.
up, sir. And I have the albums ready for 68 also.
All right. So 1968, The Doors are now in free fall because this is when they released Waiting for the Sun. Jefferson Starship is on its way to being created. The swinging 60s are kind of almost over. The Vietnam War is about to reach its climax in the United States. The Cardinals lose to the Detroit Tigers in the World Series. The St. Louis Blues lose to the Montreal Canadiens in the Stanley Cup Finals. The St. Louis Football Cardinals sucked ass as they did every year they were in St. Louis, except for one in the 70s, which we're not going to get to this week. It was a sad. It's not a great year. It's a very rough time in the world, and we are this is the year Robert Kennedy is murdered, and Robert RFK, you know, the good one, the one that could have saved us all.
Senior.
Is he really junior?
He is RFK's son. He's been riding that coattail bullshit for 50, 60 years, and he is a complete, total piece of shit, RFK Jr. Fuck that guy. All of him.
All right. You know what? I'm going to go back to happy. So the great part about trauma and strife in the world is that the music is great. That is when art is done really well. Saw a great thing about AI can neither be spiteful nor horny, so it can never make art. And this is a spiteful and horny time.
Wow, that is insane. That is insanely good.
Like, I know. I wish I could have come up with that.
That is. I mean, it kind of sounds like you did. Like I don't.
No, I really didn't. It sounds like a
ready
phrase
to give
I
you the credit every time. I did talk. So like I podcasted really quick. I podcasted with Don yesterday because we were on needed an extra day. And
my phone fell behind my dishwasher.
I'm not criticizing you.
No, I'm just saying it out loud. I thought I was going to have to buy a new phone.
I didn't get my Nick fix, so I took Don. I took the lesser. I couldn't get the number 6 heroin, so I took.
So wait, Don is your Temu Nick?
He is my Nick from Wish.
I apologize. I fell apart yesterday in a way
It's
that I was
okay.
not prepared to do anything,
Well,
and it sucked ass.
yeah, but what I was gonna say was, so I needed to get that in, right? I had to get that done. So, like, sometimes that is the way it goes. Continue your vibe, sir.
No, I'm done. That's it. Let's
Oh,
do some records, and
all right.
I'm just gonna go yay or nay on them.
Yeah.
So we go
Don't
through
What
quickly.
you want to do is not interrupt me while I'm giving the title, like instant no. Just let me say the band and the title and then commentate. Thank you.
Say the Just say the title. Give 2 beats, and I'm gonna give yay or nay.
Sure thing.
All
Sure
right,
thing. The band, music from the Big Pink.
nay.
Rolling Stones, Beggar's Banquet.
Yay.
Bookends by Simon and Garfunkel.
Don't have need.
That is the infamous They're on the Pot from almost
That one? Oh, I don't have
That's
that
the
one.
one. Simon and Garfunkel is poetry. It is the poetry of promiscuous sex and drugs.
They're on drugs.
Wheels of Fire, Cream.
Yes.
Fuck This Guy, Astral Weeks by Van Morrison.
Fuck 'em.
The Kinks are the Village Green Preservation Society. I guess it's a fucking, I don't understand
Don't have.
that title. Beatles, the White Album.
Yes. We have 3 copies of that in this house. On vinyl.
The Notorious Bird Brothers by the Byrds.
No.
Also, Mothers of Invention, which lampooned Sgt. Pepper, We're Only in It for the Money, which was a dig directly at the Beatles. Literally beef in the rock community before
The lawyer wife and the kid realized after we saw our last Beatles tribute that I had never heard that record. So they made it their goal to make me have heard Sgt. Pepper's.
It's interesting. It's a good record. It's a great record in pieces.
I still have not heard it.
There's some brilliance in there. We could do it. Well, I want to do. Oh, is it Kitty?
What kitty?
Oh, I want a black kitty so bad.
This is Gigi.
Oh, Gigi's great. Gigi's great. Gigi let me get some pets on them, them when I was there. Gigi's cool. Child is the Father to the Man by Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
That's what. No, I hate them.
Oh no, that's their debut album. It's probably the best one.
I have their greatest hits. My stepdad in the '90s gave it to me on cassette. It came in the boxes of Bob's records, and I finally listened to it like last year, and I went, "Wow, this is terrible."
The debut album by Deep Purple, Shades of Deep Purple. I feel like we were just messaging about this.
Let's not do that.
Let's not say we did. Electric Ladyland, Jimi fucking Hendrix.
Could have been an amazing single record, but damn.
Self-titled debut studio album by Fleetwood Mac.
Love that Peter Green era. Really, really underrated.
It's the Green Man Alicia with the 2-pronged crown. Lady Soul, Aretha frickin' Franklin.
Yeah, baby. Hail to the Queen.
That is her 12th album in like 10 years. What the fuck?
Yeah, at that point in time, Johnny Cash put out like 30 in 10.
Yeah, I understand. Oh,
but that's
going to
different.
be knocking over the microphone in a second. That's amazing. The second studio album by Steppenwolf.
Yeah.
Soon to invent the term heavy metal on the song Born to Be Wild.
Yeah, Steppenwolf is so mid.
I know. They just have the 2 songs and everything else is like meh.
Yeah.
Blue Cheer, Vincibus Eruptum.
Do you not know them? I need to look into them.
Proto heavy metal band.
I've been saying I'm going to listen.
We
for
should
10
do
years
them
and I haven't.
on a chaser.
Yeah.
This always surprises me because I feel like these records came later. The debut solo album by Jeff Beck, Truth, which is fucking dope.
Oh my God.
68. He's like ahead of everybody except Jimmy.
I have that. That was Truth is Led Zeppelin 1.
The self-titled debut album by the band Spirit, famous for suing Led Zeppelin for some reason.
For Stairway.
Bullshit. Anyway.
Just saying that. They won.
They did not win. They lost, actually, definitively, for the final time this last year. So, no, They didn't win. They lost, officially.
Okay.
You cannot claim a chord progression. Oh, it's a descending chord progression. You can't claim it. You can't claim it. Folsom Prison Blues, Johnny Cash live at Folsom.
What a record.
Cheap Thrills, Big Brother and the Holding Company featuring the one and only Janis Joplin.
Great record. Cringy cover.
Yeah, I don't know. Or Crumb, he's not cringy.
Look at the cover.
Today, yeah, I know. Today's album, A Saucer Full of Secrets by Pink Floyd.
I've heard that.
Odyssey and Oracle, underrated band The Zombies. What's your name? Who's your
I think my
daddy?
kid has that.
Does he look like me? Time of the Season is incredible, and the whole album is actually great. Os Mutantes by Os Mutantes. Aretha Now, yet another Aretha Franklin record.
Let's not mention any more Aretha records this year.
Oh, well, I mean, she did them.
And I know about trying to stay tight. I
think that's a good smattering.
And
Led Zeppelin 1.
No, Led Zeppelin was 69.
Oh, maybe. Oh, they formed in 68. Sorry.
Formed in 68. And then they did the new Yardbirds shows in Switzerland.
I just saw the documentary twice. I might see it a third time. It's that good.
I need to see it. So yeah, I think it's safe to say this is a pretty good year for music. You said
honestly, it wasn't. Now I'm gonna say 67 was so phenomenally deep. We did 50 records last week. So 67 or 2 weeks ago, 67 is, or we did it. Yes, they're so deep. There's so many great records. So if 68 was a little bit down somehow, even with Jimmy and a few other great ones, and this one, but I think 67 is so far ahead.
It also has the first mid Doors record, Waiting for the Sun.
Yeah.
It is mid. It is what it is. Acid didn't work as well as it used to.
That's fair.
So let's talk about...
Cat is about to knock over your Stanley Cup. I'm just letting you know.
No, he's fine. Gigi's fine. He's never knocked it over. So let's talk about Pink Floyd. What's happening right now in the Floyd sphere? So
as we discussed last week, the band is very much hyped live band. Debut album is out. Huge vibe and hype. First tour of America. Syd is coming apart at the seams mentally.
Has come apart at
the seams, and your boy comes in. My boy comes in, David Gilmour.
I love me some David Gilmour.
Originally to just kind of back him up.
Correct.
And he ends up really taking over kind of the band.
Right. So on the tour and the live shows after this, it's important to note that in the 60s and even into the early 70s, tours, going on the road, wasn't like it is now. The Doors didn't really tour. They'd record during the week, and they'd go play a couple of shows on the weekends. Jimi Hendrix did the same thing. So doing these tours of America, doing these tours of Europe, it was just a very different thing. So when they come home from America, their very failed American tour, and this is where we enter David Gilmour. David Gilmour now changes the entire trajectory of Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd with Syd Barrett would have, frankly, if I'm being honest, would have been Kiss without the makeup. We'd have a couple of nice little records that some of us remembered, but we wouldn't be talking about them today. Keefy and I would be probably doubling down on Spirit or the Maharishi Band or some other prog rock band or ELO, I guess. Because we wouldn't really have Pink Floyd as we know them now. Because David Gilmour has an amazing gift of interpreting Roger Waters. Just like Lars Ulrich and James Hetfield were fated to play together. Those two could be in a band with no one else. I think Roger and Dave were fated for the same purpose. Because, and as we'll get to it in the track by track, we'll explain that better. But as Syd is flaming out, and quite frankly, the band is ignoring his pain, and as the management is trying to squeeze out every penny from the tree, David Gilmour has to take more and more of a role because that's why he's there. And he was one of Syd's friends. That's how he ended up being the guy. But when they're playing shows while they're recording Saucer, there are times where Syd doesn't sing, and he walks off to the side of the stage, and he plays a single chord over and over. Okay. Do you replace him? Yes. Do you not exploit him? Also yes, but that's not what they did. Syd was exploited by Pink Floyd and Pink Floyd's management and Pink Floyd's record label at this point in time. They just kept saying, "Where's the song? Where's the song? Where's the song?" And eventually, Nick Mason kind of pulls the mercy killing. I don't know how else to put it. And he felt very, very guilty about the way they did this. Because they were going to a gig or they were going to a session. I forget which one it was. But they had always had to go pick up Syd. And Syd would be lost for 3 to 4 days at a time at this point. And Nick just looked at everybody and said, "What if we didn't pick him up?"
Brutal. That's kind of what happened with Ozzy and Sabbath. They're like, we are done with this guy. Someone's got to fire him. Hey, you're his best friend. Fire him. Fuck.
But nobody fired Syd.
Yeah, he just didn't. He just stopped getting him to go to rehearsal. There's a phenomenal accounting of this at the Have You Got It Yet documentary, and a little bit in the Hypnosis documentary also kind of touches on it, because Storm was also very like brotherly. They were in art school together, so Storm Thorgerson was like very close.
I forget where I saw it originally. The Have You Got It Yet documentary was not for me because I had consumed every single Pink Floyd documentary on YouTube over the course of 3 years. So there was very little new information. But, I mean, yeah, it's brutal. It's absolutely awful. This is a band. He didn't form it, but he created it. Does that make sense?
I mean, there's no other figure except Jim Morrison or Jimi Hendrix in 60s, and all 4 Beatles, right? It's a very Mick and Keith, like it's a very small blanket. Roger and what's his face?
Pete Townsend.
It's a very small blank. Brian Wilson. There's a few iconic people. Janis.
We had an agreement. I'd be the lead singer and you'd be the guitar player with Mystique.
That's what we said.
I'll say what nobody else will say. Your looks are becoming a problem.
It's coming. We're gonna do it. I mean, you have to bring in Don. We're gonna do maybe we'll do a whole series where we fuck getting monetized. We'll just do a whole series where we live stream watching movies for 4 weeks or 3 weeks, and we do like Almost Famous, Dog.
Just gonna say, if we do that, I would like to have 4 people, you, me, Don, and I'd like to bring back Quinn.
Okay.
Because that would be fun. I would like to see. I was going to say Quinn.
Jamie Morris, but all right, like
I would like to see.
We need
Don
like
Quinn
one
interact.
Cheech and Chong guy worse than Don, so I was going to say Jamie or Richie from Grave Huff. Sorry.
All right, moving on.
Hold on a second though.
No, I'm just saying, getting off.
Yeah, before we move on, let's just so Syd is like so invaluable. He made the Pink Floyd sound, pun intended, the sound of the band. And then, like I said, the problem is on those extremely high points, there are some duds, but on those I think Piper, for being groundbreaking in places, could be a 9, but it's probably more like a real 8 if you compare it to other things. But it's unbelievably groundbreaking in a lot of ways, and it's a lot
like the Doors' first album to me.
They just synthesized the whole vibe and a whole thing, and they made it theirs, and it's unique and original, and it's passable commercially, which is insane. Commercially is not a word, but maybe it is now.
Commercially.
I like saying commercially and supposedly. Anyway, that's not real words, but anyway. I did get.
You're speaking to a polyglot. I mean, I
understand that, but that doesn't mean shit to me. And like,
you are putting acupuncture needles in my spine.
Yeah, I'm also very well
improperly.
Read, so, yeah.
So
I won several writing awards in community college, and I've been published since I'm 18. I'm 52. You bow to me. No, I'm kidding. Listen.
So back to the Doors.
That's
Doors
a good comparison. That's really the only good comparison.
Thank you. Both. The Doors record, the first Doors record, first Pink Floyd record, they both created the vibe they went with forever. There are some amazing highs and some kind of lows and some things they stopped doing. You know, you look at Break On Through, the end, When the Music's Over, Crystal Ship. This is the Doors forever. You look at Bike, you look at Interstellar Overdrive, you look at Astronomy Domini. This is Pink Floyd forever. Things like The Gnome, Lucifer Sam, the one about But I Can You. The names make no sense. They make less sense than like Led Zeppelin names. Stuff like that's forgotten as they move on into Saucer Full of Secrets. Now, Saucer is the first time we have David Gilmour on record. Now, before we get into the track by track, there is a brief time where Pink Floyd has 5 members. And this record has the only song with all 5 members of Pink Floyd on it at one time. It is probably my least favorite song on this record. And Roger's favorite.
Okay, well, we don't have to get there. We're going to do the track by track.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The problem is they set the bar too high. Syd set the bar too high. I think he never thought about being a rock star. He wanted to be a musician and an artist. So I think that's the real shame for him. And it kind of put them in an awkward position to either, can you replicate what he can do on his best day? Probably not. Can you patch and spackle and make your band a cover band of this era? They had to, right? They had to become their own kind of cover band of themselves. And then David comes in and contributes, and they have the opportunity to go in a new, different direction and still have like the threads of the original band. But there's no way it could be similar. You could not we'll just find another Syd to do Syd stuff. It's not possible. He's too left field in his best way.
This is going to sound insensitive, but I mean this in a wonderful, wonderful way that I would refer to my friends this way. He is just the right kind of crazy. That he's writing, Herman's Hermits tunes that are scary. And wonderful to hear at the same time. I mean, is that cat going to kill me? Are you worried about the gnome that's living in your house? I mean, bike? Okay, what the hell's up with all of that? I mean, that's all. So no, you cannot replace Syd. There is no other Syd. He is the only person that ever tried this kind of crazy stuff and worked at it. So yeah, somebody's got to step up. So if you look at the writing credits on this album, you can see who stepped up. Roger Waters writes 80% of this record. Is it as good as Saucerful of Secrets? I'm sorry, is it as good as Piper at the Gates of Dawn? I gotta go with yes. Is it better? Maybe. Is it, are we in the Velcro of two eras? Definitely. Because we still have some of that Piper, but we have...
The Stardust of Piper is in there, but not really.
Right, and then we have the space rock of Piper that I don't think Syd wanted to do.
Well,
I
think that's what's actually missing and is the difference between this record and that record. I think in some places this is a better record, but I'm going to disagree with you a little bit because I think it's even that they were pushing back against the space rock.
Look, I see 2 songs.
Yes. Hold on.
That are space rock.
Just hold it. We're going to go there. But they were also trying to rebel against it, and they couldn't help themselves, I think.
Correct.
Roger couldn't help himself.
No, he couldn't because Roger craves validation.
Well, we're not his therapists. Shall we do the track by track? I don't have anything else to add to this.
Let us do the track by track.
Okay. Shall you or I? You want to lead? You've been leading. Do you want me to lead this one?
You lead this time.
Okay, then.
Still recovering from the flu.
I understand. The album opens with the sensational opener, Let There Be More Light, written by Roger Waters, and has the very first ever that we know of. I don't know if these were recorded in sequence. Back in the day, you used to just make a record in sequence, and sequencing wasn't as important to people, but now it starts to become important to people. This is the era of the album sequence. Richard Wright and David Gilmour shared lead vocals, at least to what we heard, for the very first time. I think this is a really excellent way to open the album. It's very reminiscent of future albums where they open with a gentle kind of song and then they go nuts. And I think it's pretty solid. It's beyond solid. It's an excellent opener to me.
Very good song. I really dig this one. I have said before, and I'm going to say again, that I feel like Rick's vocals are a little bit too close to David's. The Freddie Mercury, Brian May situation, where it doesn't make as much sense. Although I also wonder why they stopped doing like Rick songs later on in time, because we'll get to that later. But no, great start. And yes, this is the soft, welcoming towel, the warm towel in the first class airlines of Pink Floyd.
Very well done, sir. Very well done. A fan favorite that I am men's amends on.
You're what a what a?
Men's amends, so.
Okay.
Remember a Day, a complete Rick Wright composition and lead vocal. I think Rick is starting to assert himself vocally and take lead spots and things like that. I agree that I don't think that's so much that they're similar. I think when they blend, they're very similar. The blend is beautiful. They do have kind of similar airy voices, but Rick is Rick, and he was singing on the first record also a little bit. And David came in and just kind of like, here's where I can get in. And David just has a wonderful voice. Remember a Day's good. I don't know that I would have ever thought it was great.
Who plays guitar on this one?
I don't know. Probably David.
Syd Barrett.
Oh, is really?
No David on this
None
one.
of that information on that. Just his vote. Yeah. Okay.
No David on this one. Remember a Day. I don't really remember it all that much.
You don't remember a day. Sorry, I
Look,
had to.
I know. I
Right
love
into
the I look. I love bands where you have multiple people contributing. Get better, Rick. Do better, and you will.
That's harsh. That's harsh. Um,
It's not harsh.
I
It's a
think it's a little.
mid song, and he's gonna do great songs real soon.
Okay. Well, San Francisco is San Franciscoing. The police are coming for your hot takes, Nick. Um, the absolute best song on this album, my favorite song from this whole era, and one of my top 10 favorite Pink Floyd songs of all time. And that's really saying something with the volume of songs that I love by this band that are unfuckwithable. Set the Controls for the Heart of the Sun. It's definitely the best writing, music and writing together that Roger has done at this era. Yes, this is a space rock song. Yes, there's no getting away from it. Yes, they doubled down on themselves. Everything about this, the bass line, the Middle Eastern probably chord progression and or key it's in, the farsa. I don't know if you know what that is. That's a keyboard instrument from the 60s that would like hippies used. It would, it's probably got like again Arabian and Egyptian keys in it. It is beautifully gently sung by Rogers, like probably his best singing on a song for a long time, honestly. And it's terrific. I love the song totally. It is a 10 of 10 song. It is the best song on here, in my opinion. You may differ, but we'll see. Don't just breathe. Speak, man. You're not
I'm
helping.
I'm building up to this. You ruined it.
I ruined it. You're gonna ruin it. Everyone
How?
agrees with me, and you're wrong.
Okay, that's fine. This song is not nearly as
My
good as
shrink said that anyone that annoys me is bad and wrong, and I'm good. Okay, I've been doing the work for 7 straight weeks. I've made progress.
Are you going to Dr. Jesse Hilson?
I don't know who I'm going to, bro.
You know who Dr. Jesse Hilson is?
Don't.
That's Paul Shrink that he made manager of the band that stole all their money.
Which Paul?
Stanley.
Oh, Paul McCartney?
Stanley.
Oh, well, fuck him. I don't care about
It's
him.
a joke. It's a joke. Anywho, I don't think this song is nearly as good as Roger or you think it is. It is a very historic song for one reason and one reason only. What is that reason?
I don't know. What is that reason?
This is the only Pink Floyd track featuring all 5 members.
All 5 guys. There it is. Okay.
Is it bad? No. Is it awful? No. Am I maybe just sick of Roger milking the shit out of this song? Quite possibly. Is it space rock? Yeah, I mean they're singing about being in space. So if you wanted to push back on the space rock label, you fucked up. Moving on.
I think you're being a little too literal. I agree that I think it's much more of a drug song.
You sound like my wife. Nick, you're being too literal. That's my thing, man. That's what I do. If you say it, you must mean it unless I can find other things, at which point I'm going to infer the wrong thing. So I'm just going to go with what you said.
Okay.
Heart of the Sun.
From the
Controls.
Incredible, unfathomable greats of Set the Controls for the Heart of the Sun to Corporal Clegg. Waters dominating the writing of the record at this point. I'm not that impressed. This is solid. Gilmore and Mason and Wright composed are all on lead vocals. Nick Mason with a rare lead vocal. And I understand that this is one of those first songs. I had like a book at one point that explained every Pink Floyd song ever from the beginning up until Division Bell. which is all the Pink Floyd basically, but it was like said that this is like Waters' first attempt at reconciling the death of his father at Anzo and post World War II.
Yeah, this is the first Roger Waters as we know him later.
Complainy Roger Waters, whiny,
listicle Roger Waters.
Listicle. Yes, it is a good listicle, lyrically good. Execution not so great to me, but okay. How do you like this song? You probably
This is my second favorite song on the record.
Oh no, fuck no.
It's got kazoos, motherfucker.
Kazoos are great.
It's got kazoos. It's got multiple lead vocals. The best part is Roger's not one of them.
That is a fucking plus.
Mick gets to sing on it, but now Roger. No, I love this song. This is the first time where he is now lashing out at the military-industrial complex and the warrior caste and the warrior class. This is the Roger that I love, the one that wants to change the world for the better. Is it his best song ever? No, but it's the best song he's written for Pink Floyd so far, in my opinion. Shall we flip the record to side 2?
Flip the record. And flip the record. This is the very first. Again, we are seeing all the hints of future Floyd. A little bit of Dave vocals, a little bit of Dave guitar. Like Let There Be More Light has like a little David Gilmour-ism at the beginning on the guitar, right? One of his infamous things. And then we have the Suite of Saucer Full of Secrets, the title track. We didn't even talk about the artwork yet. Instrumental and wordless vocals by Gilmour and Wright. Some ethereal ghost vocals, right? And then
whatever that means.
The whole band minus Syd writes on this. So this is the first all 4 hands on deck of the future Floyd. No Syd Roger. And it's a suite, and it's basically about 12 minutes long total, maybe just under, just over. And this is their this is the beginning of progressive rock, is the previous space rock stuff, but that was still psychedelia. So much psychedelia, as Duncan Evans would say. And this is really progressive rock. The beginning of this, Moody Blues. This is the beginning. No? Yeah, no?
It is. I mean,
I don't think it's great.
Okay, there we go.
It's not great, but I think it's like this is what they were reaching for.
Right.
And this becomes a guiding principle.
By the time this comes out, we've already had, the end by the Doors, When the Music's Over by the Doors, Jimi Hendrix's extraordinarily long tracks on Electric Ladyland. So yes, we are now getting into the long-form rock song. I just think that at this point in time, they don't have it in them to make it good. It's good light show music, which, since the light show is such a big part of what they were doing, it's probably a good idea. And that's all I got on this one.
Oh, fair enough. I like the attempt. Is it? I mean, it's.
I like that they made the attempt.
And again, Gilmour and Wright are really building like a little thing for themselves, right? This is the proving grounds for what's to come, which I like. And you could also make a case that this title track and Set the Controls and Let There Be More Light absolutely influenced the soundtrack era of the band, for sure. For show. Faux
shizzle.
Faux show. Seesaw, a Nothing Burger by Rick Wright, sung and written by him.
Thank you, Rick. Please do better. And we know
not to be insulting, but so again, your assertion that this is somehow better than the first record, not really.
Did I say it was better than the first record?
You definitely did at the beginning of this podcast. At the beginning of this segment, you were like, so much better than the first record. No, I'm not so sure. Just because it has David doesn't mean it's...
Let me rephrase. It's got some highs that are better than the first record. Possibly. But I think overall, yeah, it's no.
Set the Controls is, yeah.
Seesaw, it's not as good as first record.
I can do it. Yeah, I can do without Seesaw. How about you?
I can do without Seesaw. Again, Rick Wright, do better because we know you will. Not this week, though.
9. A shame. And then the final song.
My favorite.
We're going to the sanctity of my segment of the part of the chat. Jug Band Blues, the basic final song ever written by Syd Barrett for Pink Floyd, with the intention of it being a Pink Floyd song that we know of, or that was doable enough. A straight 3 minutes, all written and done by Syd. It is pretty great.
I was
It's
gonna
a
say because there was also Vegetable Man and Have You
Yeah, but I
Got It
don't.
Yet?
You love to count those, and I think those we don't know when they were made. Were they made after this? We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. You can't put a time on them. David has not. David's the only, or Roger. No one has said definitively when those were
I do
crafted.
love that Nick Mason put Vegetable Man in his set.
Yeah, well, he is the only steward of the band, and if he doesn't come back and do his thing again, we're funked. Um. So
He's the only
Jug,
steward of
yeah,
this era.
yes, Jug Band Blues is excellent and probably my second favorite or third favorite song on the record.
It is my first favorite. This one and Corporal Clegg, and then Let There Be More Light. I love Corporal Clegg. Let There Be More. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the first album's better. I overspoke.
It's okay. You do every week, and I reel you back in. That's my job in the world. That's why we were brought together as a powerhouse team. Lemon and lime, green shirt, yellow shirt. That's who we are. You step out of bounds. You're a habitual line stepper. I clap back and bring you back to reality. That's what I'm.
All right. Well,
This is what we do.
I love
You
this
are
song.
Elon, and I am Rachel Maddow. This is what's going to happen.
Whoa.
Sorry.
I wouldn't say things we can't take back.
Well,
So this one is
we had established that we have been particularly
sanctity
mean.
of
We've been mean to you, and I'm sorry if you think I'm mean.
sanctity of my time. Do I not get that?
But also don't say dumb things. Go ahead.
You eat your own fucking butt. May I continue uninterrupted? No, because you're going to interrupt me. But Jug Band Blues, I love this one. There's even a video for it. They performed this on television, which turned into a promotional. I mean, performed, of course, lip synced. It's the '60s. But Syd's melancholy is painful on this song. And he knows that he is at the end of the rope. He's at the end of his rope for this band. And yeah, love this song. Great closer. Great melancholy closer. And I think that was how they announced that Syd's no longer here. All in all, for the record itself, I would say this is a solid 7 out of 10. It gets a little bit midi for too long in spots. Side 2, Jug Band Blues is an S tier Pink Floyd song for me. Seesaw is probably a C tier. Saucer Full of Secrets is about a B tier. They're trying. I appreciate that. Corporal Clegg is an A tier record or an S tier song for me. Set the Controls, probably a B tier. I mean, my opinion is
Blasphemy.
I have a minority opinion. And then Remember a Day is forgettable, which completely is wrong. And Let There Be More Light is an S tier song. So it's got some great highs and it's got some lows. And the lows make the album a little bit more difficult to listen to than it should be.
I don't know if I agree. I don't know. I think this is again, probably Piper is an A album with B songs, if that makes sense in the Nick Cameron parlance.
Makes perfect sense to me.
And I think there are some absolute A. There's two A songs and a couple Jug Band, Set the Controls and Jug Band and Let There Be More Light are all B or higher.
So we agree that there's 3 really good songs.
I don't like Clegg that much. I really don't.
I mean, we just swapped 2
and
songs.
I've met people who love Seesaw and shit, and I'm like, what?
Who?
I love Rick too. I don't know. I talk to Floyd nerds. I'm in Floyd groups. I'm in Floyd Reddit. People are like,
I'm in Floyd Reddit.
Okay, well, I never see you there. Are you Batra? What are yours?
Nope.
Your handle?
I did not make a proper handle, and I will not give it out because I'm keeping anonymity.
All right. Any thoughts you want to talk about the production of Norman Smith for a second album in a row?
No.
How about that album cover?
Interesting cover.
Space rock album cover.
Yeah,
we don't want to be space rock anymore. Space rock album cover, for real.
We don't want to be space rock, but let's make the album cover spacey and a little rocky. And let's throw Doctor Strange in there, who also goes to space.
The Doctor Strange.
Just to show them.
Yeah, literally a panel of a comic book about the multiverse. It's literally I think it's the front cover of Doctor Strange.
Front cover.
Number 1 or 2.
Yeah, let's just show them that
And
we're
they
not
definitely
spacey.
didn't ask for Marvel's permission, and they did not get sued somehow.
Here's how we are so not space rock. We're gonna record space rock songs. We're gonna do a space rock cover,
Space
and
Rock
we're gonna
lyrics.
and we're gonna do space rock lyrics, and we're gonna do a space rock comic book guy on the front, just to show them. Then they'll listen to it and they'll see, oh, they're not space rock.
Here's your boy, by the way. All right,
Benedict
Roger.
Cumberbatch?
Are you ready to do your take, Roger? Hold on one second, mate. Set the controls for the heart of the sun. I hate being space rock, but here is a song.
I'm sorry, mate. Wasn't this song about getting on the tube?
The fuck that song's about, but I love it so
Now
much.
it's a song about getting in the rocket.
Future, yes. Future, is that a Red Dwarf reference?
No, I just made it up.
Oh, okay. Future Glacially Musical Podcast possible series, Kylisa has an incredible cover of this, and I got to see them do it live, and I literally was like, I wish I had a second dick. Why don't I have more dicks for this?
I'm happier than a puppy with two Peters right now.
Yeah. That boy's about as useless as tits on a boar. Old Don is as useless as tits on a boar. Anyway,
I believe the phrase is tits on a bull, actually, sir.
it's tits on a boar. It's from Casino. Thank you. The cliche is probably tits on a bull, but he said tits.
I still need to watch The Irishman.
Let's see. Do you have 3 hours plus of your life to give away? You don't. So
that's why it took me
It's
4
worth it,
days to
though.
get through Casino.
I don't. Yeah. Oh, this will take you weeks. Maybe I don't know. Anyway, I have nothing else.
Casino
Could
have been a great 2.5 hour movie.
I think Piper's super important. Obviously, it gives us David. It ends Syd, which is very sad. Ultimately, sadder than anything else is the disintegration of a brilliant, talented mind.
It's a tragic tale.
It truly is.
That's the best way to put it.
Chaser next week.
Chaser next week.
Metallica 1990s after. We didn't sort of half announced it, didn't announce it.
We did. We're going to start Metallica with Metallica the Black Album.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, what I would like to talk about is the Grammys and then the Black Album.
We can talk about the Grammys on the Black
Go
Album.
crazy, yo! And then
Losing fully loaded Tommy gun.
Losing to Jethro Tull. But yeah, Metallica. So we're gonna
no, Jethro Tull was 88.
I know. We did a poll on we're trying to do more things with our Glacially Musical channels, and I am gonna try to do some shorts and video clips. I just haven't had I don't have time for anything, but I need to make the time because we deserve it. And reels and shorts is actually how you get more followers. We're almost at 100, so if you're listening to this and you're new here, thank you. Please subscribe. But the poll was very matter of fact. Please do more metal. Would you like more Pink Floyd? No, more metal. So, and as Nick pointed out offline, our chasers are actually doing better than some of our series, unsurprisingly. So we will go back to the well again and again on some of these topics because we have no shame.
None.
Anyhow, I think it's my turn to take us home.
Go ahead, take us home, baby.
All right, then. You and you have been listening to the Glacially Musical Podcast. I am your co-host, Ghost Cult Keefy, at Ghost Cult Mag, at Ghost Cult Keefy, everywhere. You can follow your host, Nick Cameron, in most places, but especially right now, Blue Sky, at Glacially_musical Blue Sky, whatever it is, and YouTube, something. The other social networks are kind of turning into a shit show. Threads is okay.
I'm mostly on Blue Sky these days.
Threads are okay, even though they're still owned by evil, dumb Zuckerberg. And the sellout, all of them are sellouts. And yeah, man, as we say every week at this juncture of the show, it is the Glacially Musical Podcast. It doesn't play in Peoria, and Syd never played in Peoria ever again.
I was going to say the Glacially Musical Podcast doesn't play in Peoria, which is why I'm going to Bloomington to watch hockey.
Fair enough. Are we done?
It's right next to Peoria.
It's right next door? Okay.
Yeah. Right
you need to go record shopping in Peoria and do Peoria video content for the podcast. Wow. I'm
in
Peoria, and we'll share it everywhere.
I will do that.
Please do. Have your kid film you. She's probably the skilled.
No, I'm not. It's me and my buddy Jamie.
Okay, then. Have your friends film you. All right.
Will do.
Bye, everybody.
Later.